Alrighty, are we ready to start?
Yeah.
Okay, this is Jeff Spargo on BSBLDR 412, roleplay number one, GLOS induction and training planning meeting. So this is a one-on-one meeting where the team leader, myself, and a valued staff, experienced staff member who will be inducting a new employee starting next week. The purpose of the meeting is to reflect on past inductions, identify what has worked and what has not, agree on a clear, supportive, and realistic induction approach. So let's get started. Oh, hey, how you going? Look, I'm glad I was worried I was going to have trouble making it here on time. So thought I left the gas on and raced back to get it. So it's been one of those. It's been a pretty tough. It's been a pretty tough week, hasn't it?
Yeah, I know that feeling. It's been one of those weeks.
Look, same here. Look, I'll try to keep this meeting nice and structured. I'm so glad you could meet here with me, and we can get through this because, as you know, you've got another induction come up. Been doing really well, and we always get good feedback, but we're always, want to improve. And who knows, if we do a write up for some other staff members to do the work, we'd like we'd like to pass on the good work and the good knowledge that's been accumulated by yours truly and others. So I'll keep this structured, and I really appreciate the time today, especially knowing how busy things have been lately.
Yeah, no worries.
Um, so here we are. Um, So the purpose of meeting is to talk to the induction for the new staff members starting next week. Um, I want to look at what's worked in past inductions, what hasn't worked as well, and agree on a clear and realistic approach going forward. Might have a few suggestions, and maybe there's some things you'd like to try that that you thought, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that, or maybe what happened. So like maybe a game of ping pong to set the inductees or something. I don't know. So anyway, this isn't about adding extra work. It's really about making the induction smoother for you and less overwhelming for the new starter.
Okay, that sounds fine.
Okay, well that's good. So great. I really value your experience with the previous induction, so I'll ask a few questions and we'll shape this together. We'll do it together like a team. So before we get into this, what's one thing you think really matters in a good induction?
Clarity and knowing what is expected.
Oh, that's very good. So, that's good. So, yes, clarity. That's come up a lot before, and it makes a big difference. So, from your experience, was there anything that went wrong in a past induction that we should avoid repeating?
Too much information all at once.
Exactly. And it's like, we're making some basic assumptions there that you're making the person feel welcome. And when they walk up that stairs and you step out, do you give a handshake or do you know, no? But
What?
anyway, so exactly. So information overload early on can really put people on the back foot. If you were starting here again, what would you want on day one?
Uh, Someone checking in and making sure I'm okay.
Well-being. See, so well-being is certainly part. feel like you're welcome. And look, that's really useful. I'll make a note of that because it's easy to overlook. So I'll pause you for a moment. Is there anything else you would like to add before we move on?
No, not really.
Okay, I think that covers it too, because so clarity and the well-being, and we got all the booklets and stuff ready to go. We've got some booklets for you to pick up. So I'll be ready in the usual place. Um, so day one, arrival and orientation. So let's talk about day one specifically. From what you've seen, what tends to make new starters anxious in the first hour?
No, knowing where to go or who to ask.
Yeah. So I think so. So that uncertainty really stands out. Do you think introductions should be staggered or done all at once?
Staggered is better.
Mm. And I think we ought to build on that name card thing too. Maybe when there's an inductee coming through, I know we don't always like to wear our name cards, but maybe we should make sure they're out on that day as well. So um, stagger's better. So I agree with you. So you don't get overwhelmed as well. It's less overwhelming and more personal. So what do you think should be the very first person they meet when they arrive?
Probably me or whoever is inducting them.
Okay. Well, you're inducting them, so it's going to be you. Certainly, if there's any delay, the guys on the front desk will take control there for a while. So that makes sense. Having a clear point of contact straight away. So, is there anything that usually gets forgotten on day one that later causes issues?
Explaining breaks and routines.
Oh, that's a good point. So those practical details really matter. I think we may need to slow this part down slightly compared to past inductions. So, does that match your experience?
Yeah, definitely.
We might even do some diagrams of the breaks and routines things that would help them, to help to organise that. So, look, if you're ready, if you all done on that, we can move on to the work health and safety induction component.
Yeah.
So moving on to the WHS, which safety item do you think absolutely must be covered on day one?
Emergency procedures and reporting incidents.
Look, I agree. Those are non-negotiable, definitely. So, because that's the core of work health and safety. It's our safety. It's on the line. It's what really needs to be done. So, what do you think can realistically wait until day 2 or 3?
Detailed procedures and forms.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Well, there's going to be some minor adjustments to make sure that fits in, but I think that's going to work out really very well, and I like that. That's going to line up very well. So, have you seen new staff become overloaded during work health or WHS induction before?
Yeah, quite often.
Huh, same here. So how do you usually check understanding? Do you prefer verbal confirmation, demonstrations, or follow-up questions?
Verbal first, then follow up.
That's a good balance. So I just want to make sure I'm not assuming, but does this approach align with how you see it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, very good. Hey, have you got anything more on the WHS you'd like to? So let's move on to systems, IT, and ergonomics. So
Uh,
let's, okay,
did you ask me a question?
no, not yet. Not
Oh,
yet. So let's talk about systems and IT. You know, we can't have anybody bucking the system. So they need these inductees need to know what's going on in the IT. So which systems do you think cause the most frustrations early on?
the staff management system.
Hmm. That's consistent with what I've seen and with the survey results. So do you find walkthroughs, written guides, or shadowing works best?
Shadowing usually.
Hmm, I agree, especially early on. So when do people usually admit they're stuck, day one or later?
Later.
Okay, exactly. Which is why check-ins are important. Would you recommend a formal ergonomics check straight away, or a more informal setup first?
Uh, Informal first.
Hey, well, that feels personal. Can you give me a brief example of how you've done that before?
Just adjusting things as they work.
That's perfect. Simple and realistic. So let's move on to equity, behaviour, and support. Alrighty.
All right.
Now, you got to be very careful in this section. So, and you know that people are very sensitive nowadays, and so they may be offended when they you, there was no offence intended. So, I want to touch. I also want to touch on equity and support. So, how do you think we should explain grievance pathways without making them sound negative?
Keep it simple and normalize it.
Hmm, I like your approach. Yeah, framing it as support rather than escalation. Yeah, so I like it. So what wording helps new staff feel safe asking questions?
Saying there are no stupid questions.
Oh, that's my line. So okay, agreed. So absolutely. Have you noticed support services being underused?
Yeah.
Oh, why do you think? Why do you think that happens?
People forget about them.
That's helpful insight. Just want to check we're aligned here. Does this approach feel right to you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So let me see now. Before we finish, is there anything we've missed that could cause issues later on?
Um, I don't think so.
Okay, so look, great. Look, I want to make sure it's all covered. And are you comfortable with the role you're taking in this induction?
Uh, yeah.
Oh, that's good. And look, and you know I'm here for you, and there's others here that if you need any changes in booklets or anything else. So, what support do you need from me to deliver this well?
Just clear information and timing.
Oh, well, that's going to be easy to organise. I'll document what we've agreed on in this meeting minutes and send a follow-up email confirming next steps. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So, hey, thanks for this. It's a really important job you're doing for us, and it's muchly appreciated. And so want to thank you again, and I really appreciate your time and input today. All right?
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much. See you. Do you want a cup of tea? You want to feel like a
Do I what?
feel like a cup of tea?
Cut the keys.
Cup of tea. Honcha.
Oh, what about it?
Would you like a cup of tea?
No, thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.